Hi everybody, this is Carl Gullang of Suzanne Jean Flutes. A few months ago, I had the privilege of creating a special flute for a little girl who asked me to make her a flute with a rather unusual theme to it, one that I had never done before. In this case here, she wanted me to create her a flute that had a dolphin theme to it. Now, I had never carved a dolphin before, much less even drawn one, and had to do a little research on how to do that, and eventually I was able to create that flute for that little girl. And the last time I checked in with her, she loved the flute, she loved the way it looked, she loved everything about it, and it all worked out well. So I thought that I would go ahead and I'd expand on that theme that I worked on a few months back and put it out here on eBay as a new and unique offering, a flute that I don't think, frankly, anybody has really put out there before. So what I've done here today is I've created this. This here is an E-Chord 6-hole cherry Dolphin spirit flute. Now, the first thing about this flute is that it is made out of genuine cherry that I handcrafted. The finger holes, 6 finger holes, as well as the 4 directional holes on this flute, have been traditionally burned in. I never use a drill on my flutes. I always traditionally burn them in using burn sticks. But the one thing that's rather interesting about this flute here, as you'll see, is this little guy here that I have on the very top. This is a basswood totem that I carved into the shape of a dolphin, and you'll notice I gave this little guy a couple of fins, even gave him a dorsal fin on the back. I even went about as far as even gave him a little blowhole at the top as well too. Now, one thing about this block here that I created, and I'll show this to you in just one second, is this little item that I have here in the back, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Now, to tie down this block onto the flute itself, I went ahead and used blue dye leather that I went ahead and decided to go a little nuts with this time around. So this is what I did. I went ahead and I actually attached some seashells onto the back, or actually onto the strapping itself, which actually makes it really kind of cool looking, makes it kind of nautical looking, and what's more too, you'll notice that when you shake it, it makes a nice little chinky sound, everything like that. But going back to what I have here on the very back of the block, this here is a crystal sodalite heart. Now, for those of you who are into crystals, you will know that one of the traits of sodalite is to give one the ability to be true to himself and to stand up for their beliefs. But the reason why I've got this particular heart on the back of this block is that you'll notice that when you're playing the flute, the heart is right in the line of sight of the player. And the reason why I do that, and why I'm going to start doing that more in a lot of more flutes that I'm going to be creating, is to remind people that the music of the flute, the real music of the flute, does not come from sheet music. It does not come from mimicking a traditional song that you may have heard. It actually comes from the heart. This is where the real power of the flute itself comes, from the heart. Now, as with all flutes from Suzanne Jean Flutes, I have actually signed and dated this flute, and I've also included the official logo of Suzanne Jean Flutes. And as you know, I make all my flutes in honor and memory of my wife, Sue. Now, as to how this flute sounds, you heard a little sample at the very beginning of this video. I'm going to play one more little piece here so you have a little more of an idea as to what this flute sounds like. Hope you like that. So again, this is the E-Chord cherry 6-hole Dolphin spirit flute that I presently have out right now on eBay. If you have any questions about the flute, you can email me on eBay at Suzanne Jean Flutes, and I will write back to you. Otherwise, this is Carl Gullang from Suzanne Jean Flutes. Hoping everybody out there is having a really great day. If any of you all take care, we'll talk to you soon.